All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. We are so back. We're so back. Welcome back to the morning show. We missed you guys. We missed you, I think, more than you missed us. We did, truthfully. Chat, great to see you guys. I had some people on the Twitter and the email saying, where'd you guys go? Where'd you guys go? We were in Toronto, but we're back. So we will discuss a little bit of what we discussed in Toronto. We'll share a couple charts from our little adventure over to the Great White North. But we got a lot going on today. Today's going to be an extremely interesting day for semiconductors. If you haven't seen the news by now, we'll talk about it. Nvidia and Intel, they're teaming up, doing some stuff. So we'll talk about that. We'll have Jeff Mackey on the show. We'll have Sean McLaughlin on the show. It is great to be back. I've got Steve, I've got JC, and I've got you. So we're all here. Let's do this. In honor of us being back, let's all take a second and hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. Likes for everyone. And here we go. Sound good?
All right, we're back. What's going on?
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good to be back in the saddle. You missed Toronto already?
Toronto was cool.
Lovely this time of year.
I mean, that was by design.
Good temps.
We didn't go to Toronto in February.
It was much warmer than I thought it would be.
You guys missed us? We missed you guys. You know, we definitely missed you guys.
Definitely.
We took the show on the road, supply and demand, baby. You got to give the people what they want.
It was so great getting to meet some of our newer members in person for the first time.
For sure. Toronto, we've got a lot of, we do a lot of business in Toronto. We've got a lot of friends in Toronto. It's not coincidence. There's just a lot of financial chatter and financial business going on around Toronto. And my impression, I haven't quantified this, but just my perception, people are like, oh, there's not a lot of technology in Toronto. And, in terms of mega cap tech, we know Canada's certainly not known for that. But I will say the Toronto startup tech scene on the private side is certainly thriving, has been for a long time. That's nothing new. They got a nice community there.
Yeah, and I think the weather was definitely the best part.
JC, I don't know if you noticed, but we ate dinner across the street from Shopify offices.
Did we?
Yeah.
That was across
Everybody was
the street.
so excited.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's the biggest company in Canada.
Before we get into the state of the markets, just show the folks, kind of just go through the schedule, those first few slides, just so they can see what we did. We talked about everything. I mean, basically, this is like just getting some smart people in the room. What was like 35 people? Spencer's complaining there's too many people.
We were like pushing 40. Yeah, it was.
There were a lot of people in there, but
like
we were able to have one conversation. So this is the portfolio accelerator. So look at that. We're talking about state of the markets. We did live trading. We talked about some of the projects that we've been working on, getting feedback from those around us. Because, for me, I'm a stickler for this sort of thing. You can show day two. So I'm a stickler for this sort of thing. Where when we come out of there, I want two things. I want ideas. I want ideas to put on the table. Like I want to put trades on now. Like let's go. I want to talk through that, think through that, stocks, options, the whole thing. And I want like a to-do list. Like when we get out of there, like I want like, okay, we're gonna run this, we're gonna test that, we're gonna build this. Like I want a nice list. And we did that, for sure, 100%.
Cat worked. Sold our double yesterday.
All right, so markets are moving. There is a lot going on. I mean, man, stocks are making new all-time highs. Late night show hosts are getting fired left and right.
Oh, what did he do? What was the joke?
He didn't even.
He works for a company that loses shareholders' money, and it's.
What did he say?
If you want more freedom of speech, don't work for a shitty company. Work for a company that makes money, and you're going to get more freedom to speak.
Oh.
No, am I wrong?
Are we talking about CBS?
No, we're talking about Jimmy Kimmel.
CNN,
Yeah.
What's the other
What do you say,
one
Spencer?
where they fired the other guy? Yeah, CBS because they fired Colbert. CNN is firing everybody.
What did he
MSNBC
say,
fired
Spencer?
everybody.
He didn't. That's the thing is he didn't even say anything egregious. He
All right,
just
I'll
made
look
a
it up.
joke.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are the best. All right, let's state the markets.
All right.
Please, for the love of God.
All right, the markets are moving. Listen, you want more freedoms to do the things you want. Make more money. I mean, that's really what it is. You want that piece of sushi. You got to be able to afford it. So shit, you got to work. Let's go. Dow up 200 points this morning. Not bad. 46,560. Wow, for the Dow, 46,560. New all-time highs. S&P 500 all-time highs, 6,700 and change, up another 50 handles. NASDAQ 100 all-time highs, up 270 points, up 1.1%. That's 24,736 for the NASDAQ 100 futures. 30-year bond futures kind of flat this morning, down a little bit, 117 and change. You got crude oil up 0.5% at 64. You got copper down about 40 bips, 461. You got gold down 0.5%, just under 3,700. Silver flat this morning at 42 and change, with the VIX down still under 15 for the old volatility index. In funny money land, we got Bitcoin up another 700 points today. That's 117,180 for the Bitcoin. Ethereum 45.75, consolidating nicely, flat this morning. You got Solana 246, up a smidge this morning. Looks great. This would be a close here, makes this a new 8-month high for Solana. So none of the others, Solana making new 8-month highs. Ethereum is not doing that. Bitcoin is not doing that. And so that brings the total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, $4 trillion. $4 trillion. Is that a lot?
I don't think I've laughed at Jimmy Kimmel since he was on the Man Show with Adam Carolla.
Okay.
Dude, remember
On
Kimmel
Comedy
was on the
Central.
Man
I
Show?
laughed a lot because that was hilarious.
Remember the thing at the end? And now we're going to watch girls bouncing on trampolines, right?
Yes.
That was so good.
Anyway.
$4 trillion is roughly one Nvidia. So yeah, I'd say it's a lot. Sounds like a lot.
Strazza has more freedom of speech because he tells jokes and does his dance in a company that's profitable and making money, right? So, right, Strazza is on the asset side of the balance sheet, right, Strazza? Right? You don't want to be on the liability side, right? When you're a cost to the company, that does not put you in a good position. You are an asset to a company. You are in a much better position. Am I wrong?
Great ROI on that asset, my friend.
Likewise, sir. Right? Likewise. All right, ready for this? I let's just get off to a good chuckle here, all of us. Throw up slide 5. This, guys, come on. This is to bring a smile to everybody's face. If you are here, if you are listening to us, knuckleheads talking about the market, you are in the camp that the market is a discounting mechanism for the future. It's not about the fundamentals. It's about the positioning. It's about the asset allocation. And so here we're looking at the Russell 2000 and we're looking at the small cap S&P 600, right? Spencer Israel, you know a lot about markets. You know a lot about us. Not a formally trained CMT. However, you got some chops. Do these look the same or do these look different?
They do look awfully similar.
Pretty similar, don't they?
Yeah, pretty similar.
So I could change the labels and flip it around, and nobody here would call me out on it because they wouldn't be able to tell the difference, right? Okay.
Right.
The one on the top is the Russell 2000. The one on the bottom is the S&P 600, right? Small cap index. 601, 2000 the other. The S&P 600 index are the best small caps, quote unquote. They use fundamentals to make their index, right?
Ooh, I like this. I like this.
They include, you have to have a proven track record of earnings. You need to have liquidity. You need profitability. There's all these fundamental standards in order to get into the S&P 600. The Russell 2000, on the other hand, Strazza, right? On the other hand, the Russell 2000 will let anybody in no matter how much money you're losing. You can lose a fortune. You could be the worst company ever. Doesn't matter. They'll still let you in, right?
They take everybody.
They let everybody. Speaking of freedom of speech, they have the right to speak on behalf of the Russell 2000, the S&P 600. They're communists. They only let the fundamental ones in. Funny how, despite that, the market doesn't care.
Hey, you're so right. You're so right. And I think maybe you don't want to read too much into it just quite yet. But yeah, the junkier ones are doing better than the quality ones, and I think that matters.
And
I
now
think
let's keep this in mind. People are like, oh, now it's all these degenerates and the grifting, and all you have to be is a 25-year-old grifter, and like all this bullshit that angry people say all the time, right? These charts were looking exactly the same 10 years ago. You see, right? And 5 years ago, and 3 years ago, not just now. This has been the case. The market doesn't just laugh at your fundamentals, right? Today, always been laughing at you, and we're laughing with them. It's been hilarious. So fun.
Where's your head at? Is it time? Like, do we need more time? How much more patient do we have to be on small caps?
Slide 6, please.
Wait, what is the ticker?
You're gonna like this one.
He's got the answer.
Wait, what is the ticker?
I come with solutions, not with problems, right?
Wait, what? We got charts to talk about.
I know. I wanted to know what the corresponding ETF was for the SML.
IJR.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This week in individual investor stupidity, we have a question.
This is the Smarties chart. This just makes me want to eat Smarties.
What type of, I like what you did there. What type of stocks are you favoring right now? Is it a mix? Is it dividend stocks, value stocks, growth stocks, small caps? 4% said small caps. 4%.
Wait, the Trump Bitcoin statue, that's real news? That's real? No, that's a joke, dude.
I don't know.
A Trump Bitcoin statue on the White House lawn, right?
Listen, hey, focus. 4% of individuals. By the way, 7th consecutive week where there are more bears than bulls, once again on the AAI. I'm not going to bother you with the chart. We show it every week. 7 consecutive weeks now, more bears than bulls.
Can we just assume this trend persists and we'll update when it ends?
Hold on. They hate the small caps. Now throw up slide 7 there, and we'll finish with that one.
Do we have to keep doing this?
It's fun, isn't it? So here are the small cap returns since April 8th. Small cap discretionary up 40%. Small cap tech up 50%.
Did we rotate? Right? Small cap tech led off the April lows in the same way large cap tech led off the April lows. That's kind of eased off in the large cap space for now. Should we expect the same in small caps? I don't know. Small caps are a little bit different. Those leadership trends, right? Small cap leadership trends and large cap leadership trends have not really been in sync at all this cycle. Would you agree, JC? Small caps have not been consistent leaders this cycle, is what I'm saying. Large cap.
Yeah, they've been underperforming forever. We know. Yeah.
I'm saying within their group though, like small cap tech
but now hold on.
Small caps.
Throw up small cap industrials there. The new slide 8. If you guys can just refresh that. This is the new slide 8.
This is the tech stocks of small caps. It's the industrials. These are the steady leaders.
New all-time highs. New all-time monthly closing highs. And by the way, that was for the month of August, and it's on pace to make another new all-time high. Small cap technology is also on pace to make a new all-time high. Just an FYI.
I love it. I'm in, dude. I'm in. Somebody sent me a chart last night. I was in bed. I love it when people text me charts from my bed. And it was PSCT banging on that door. And PSCT.
Hold on. Somebody sent that to you? Hold on. Somebody really sent that to you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was looking at that chart all day yesterday. Somebody sent it to you?
PSCT IJR.
Who sent it to you? Somebody I know?
You know him well.
Ooh.
It was our buddies.
What buddies?
Over at Ritholtz. It was probably a chart kid chart.
Got it. Okay.
And
the only reason I ask is because I didn't talk to any of those guys yesterday, but I was looking at that chart and thinking about that chart a lot yesterday. You and I have been on an uncanny level of seeing eye to eye the last few days, and it's a little scary.
Tell them what happened. I really thought that was weird in Toronto. I've kind of been thinking about it.
We're in Toronto. We're talking about oil and gas stocks, and then I'm just like whip out. And I was like, dude, look at this breakout in Oxy. I'm buying it, something like that. And Strazza's like, I'm literally, shows his phone. He's like, I'm literally in the process of entering in order to buy it.
Hitting place order as you're saying it. I don't know.
And what happened? There was another chart like the day before where something came up and I'm like, it looks a lot like this. And then you were with Sean and Sean's like, dude, Strazza just said that.
I don't know, JC.
I don't know, man.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's probably a good thing.
Maybe we need a break.
Hey, look at this. Look at them in the chat. They who is this? They don't know me, JC. Strazza is the Tim Waltz indicator of the Biminer. Craps all over it and Rip City. You don't know me, Double T. You don't know how I treat this Biminer. Okay.
Yeah, no, you know what Strazza has proven? I actually said it yesterday. We were on the phone together. You know, Strazza was hilarious about him is that he'll go on and on about how terrible something is and how it's criminal and it's going to zero. Maybe not all those things. Sometimes all those things. Sometimes just a few of them. And then he'll be like, I'm long. You know.
Speaking of frauds,
and that's really good because Strazza's sentiment towards a lot of these things when he says that, he's not alone in that sentiment. So number one, he's able to overcome his bias. But number two, from my perspective, there's probably a lot of other people who think what Strazza's thinking. They're just doing the opposite of what Strazza is recognizing that, seeing that all these people are also angry about it. But instead of just shorting it like an idiot, if it looks good, he's going to buy it knowing there's fuel behind there. I love that.
So anyway, I'm long the Biminer. Updates coming on that. And I would belong another one of my favorite potential frauds, this BBAI. But the boys were running charts. I was doing meetings. We were all at PA, and the trigger went off, and nobody saw it. Nobody saw it on the BBAI. So a little disappointed. A little disappointed in that one.
Oh my God!
Set up.
This is BBAI. This is the big bear, right?
This is the bear.
Yep.
So I saw the big bear in the wild in Canada.
Wait, what?
I saw the big bear in the wild in Canada. I was going through customs and I needed to scan my retina.
Yeah,
like a world coin stitch. And I look at the logo underneath. I wanted to take a picture, but I feel like you're not allowed to do that as you're going through customs. And I'm not trying to beef with Canadian security.
Wow.
And so it said right under, it was like a little iPad looking thing. And it said Big Bear AI or something like that. I was like, oh, wow. I swear I wanted to take a picture so bad.
I saw a data dog in the wild.
Did you?
The dog. Well, they're real. That's a real software company.
Yeah.
All right, no, that's great news for the bear.
I thought you'd like that. I was like, oh shit. I love when I see the companies in the wild. Like, you know, all the ADRs in Canada. So BMO, Royal Bank of Canada, you got the Bank of Nova Scotia, right?
Yeah. And let's just be super clear about this, because the bullish long-term story for this stock is it's the next Palantir. Being the next Palantir is kind of like being the next Tesla. It's not something you want to be, because you ain't going to win. If you do something good, Palantir is very likely to just do it better and take your business, right? That's how these giant tech companies work. So like, it sounds great, and the newsletter writers are gonna fucking put in a big title and send you the email about the next Palantir, but it's not great. It's actually terrible, and it makes very little sense if you actually think it through. You don't want to be the next Palantir. It means you're competing with Palantir. And the company like Big Bear AI probably cannot compete with Palantir. That's a long-term issue with this one.
How about we get one Kenny Glick in the house?
We can do that. You want to talk Intel? Maybe Kenny's training Intel today. I don't know.
Probably.
I feel like we should talk about Intel. Intel's having its best day like ever. Not ever,
yeah,
but
probably. This is a Kenny move.
Let's find out. Kenny, are you getting down dirty in Intel? Just let us know. No, maybe. All right.
They're meeting about.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Woo!
So much to unpack there. I love seeing stocks in the wild. I love that.
Yeah, right. Especially stocks that you don't normally see in the wild. Like you see like Starbucks and McDonald's and like these like all the time. But like the ones like, oh, look at that. This is a random ticker that I trade that I see, you know.
That is why I like Jeff Mackey's universe, because it's only stocks you see in the wild.
It's
true. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. I remember my first stock I ever bought was IGT because I was in the wild. If you guys know Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, we reenacted that trip once, and we drove from LA to Vegas. And while we're having the greatest time of our lives, I noticed every slot machine was made by one company, and that was my first stock purchase, and it did really well. And then fast forward all these years later, when Square was a thing, I was like, what's that contraption you're signing with a credit card sticking out of it? That's pretty cool. That's the new Square, sir. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to buy stock in that. And next thing you know, it was a hit. Yeah. Stocks in the wild. I like it. Let's launch that.
So Speaking of stocks in the wild, we are seeing Intel up 30% this morning. 30%. Like that is a lot.
Yeah,
That's a
we've
lot.
been stalking it as a short. Yeah, anything that's gapped up this big, but the idea of shorting anything right now, that's why I got the chain around my neck. It's just been a terrible idea. And yesterday with the QQQ action, how many times did it tease us that it was actually going to go down? We actually were short 3 different times and escaped alive, but keeping with the theory of shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. Yesterday might be new generational
Rules to live by. Throw up slide 11 there. Rules to live by. Go ahead, Kenny. Tell them again for the folks in the back.
Shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. All right, so don't forget.
Advice. It's great advice. So look at this failed breakdown below those 22 lows. Look at that consolidation down there, and now look at that gap up above. Woo-wee! I mean, man, this could be a situation that we will look back on for, decades potentially. Like, I don't know, like who knows, but that move, we could be, I swear to God, I wouldn't say this if I didn't believe it, we could potentially be talking about this move for decades, which is unbelievable that is happening this morning. Something with that. Now, can somebody tell me, I want you to tell me about what levels you're going to be looking to short it, or what it would need to do for it to be a potential short for that matter. But Spencer, can you just fill us all in on what the hell just happened?
Yeah, Nvidia is getting involved here, right? So they partnered up. Intel will manufacture in some chips for Nvidia, and Nvidia will also invest $5 billion in Intel at 23.28 per share. So they're teaming up here. It's very interesting because if you look at the chips this morning.
And why is Nvidia involved? Because if there's another American company that it's good for them.
It's a good question. Presumably, this stemmed. I'm just assuming here. I don't actually know. This stemmed from that whole hullabaloo where the Intel CEO was at the White House not too long ago. Intel is sort of a company of national concern because they're, a pure old American tech company. And so I'm assuming this came out of that. But I don't actually know. I guess we'll find out. If you look at the chips this morning, most of them are up. And then you get like AMD, which is getting hammered. AMD is down, 4.5%. You get ARM down to 3.8%. You got Taiwan Semi down 2.5%. So some interesting divergences. And it would make sense why AMD would trade down because, Intel and Nvidia teaming up would presumably be bad for AMD. But interesting price action this morning in just across that space.
Kenny, what would it take? Can you throw up a chart? I'd love to see your thought process behind this.
Well, I'll tell you right there what it is. It's a power gap. Like we saw on May 12th. And if you guys read my email this morning, why I became psychotically bullish after May 12th on the QQQ, it's a power gap above resistance. So Intel was butting up against a 2-year VWAP, and now you power gapped above major resistance. Usually you don't sell this gap off. This is usually a gap and go kind of situation. So I'd be kind of weary to short it. But if you're going to just day trade it as a short, yeah, I mean, you're looking at 31.50, but it really is a
31.50.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. It really is, because listen, if you're going to short something, you've got 7 minutes, possibly 21 minutes.
And why 31.50?
Because that's roughly around the VWAP and the bottom of the range. The pullback so far, the bottom of the whole morning session is 31.50. So VWAP's 31.55. 31.50 is where you pivoted from at 7:30 this morning. You break VWAP, you break the half number, you might go back to 30. But that's all you're going to get. I mean, chances are you'll get that. And that's a payday. I mean, again, for a day trader, 15 minutes in a good trade is how we make a living. But man, if you are shorting this market, you're putting your life on the line, literally putting your life on the line. It's just even the pump and dump biotechs are getting scared as short, and those always go down. It's a very difficult market to want to be shorting. So you just might as well wait till the shorters feel comfortable. And if you trade futures last night, there was a couple of moments where it looked like we were going to roll. No, we don't roll. We just hold VWAP and then rally, and we've been rallying since 2 o'clock in the morning. and I don't. So,
Dude, that Intel really got going at 7 a.m. You see that?
yeah.
That-
I mean,
that-
Right at
that's when the
7 a.m. on the dot.
That's when the news dropped. And to Kenny's point about shorting, I mean, Nvidia was down all day yesterday on this, a headline that they can't sell chips to China or whatever. And then you wake up this morning and boom.
right. And again, this market is so awesome. I hope you guys had some lift. I apologize for that one. We only tripled our money on the options, and then we were going to roll into the 20s, and then the news hit. I saw 3 weeks ago there was this massive influx in the coal buying and lift. Obviously, somebody knew this news was coming out yesterday, and it just ripped. And again, to the point of Intel, sometimes when I miss a move on the upside, my default is, all right, let's try to make some money on the downside. And that is the default, and that's the beauty of trading with VWAP. You could have an idea, but you better let the chart validate what you're doing, especially if you're thinking about shorting, like that lift trade. I didn't want to short it just because I was angry that I left 5 points on the table, but then it broke VWAP and gave us a 2.5 point trade to the downside. There's always a reason. So again, as a shorter, it's just a very difficult market. You better be ready to cover and run and join the other side. Because, by the way, shout out Strazza, unbelievable. I got to give this guy, I mean, absolutely on fire. The Baidu call, sick. I almost participated in it, just like I boycott stocks. That chart was undeniable.
25x, 25x on the Baidu calls. Well done,
You
sir.
guys have been talking about China. I get it. Tepper was talking about it last year too, and I didn't want to. I just don't want to be involved. But great call on the quantums. These triple leverage or double leverage quantum stocks, phenomenal. Rigatoni breaking all-time highs.
I got a
RGTX.
Chinese guy. We were with a real Chinese guy for multiple days, and this is
I'm
a
calling
Chinese
him a
guy.
real Chinese
He's my
guy.
quant. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He knows
Chinese,
math.
He's Chinese, and he lives in China. Like,
JC,
it's not like a Chinese guy who doesn't live in China, or like a Cuban guy who lives in China. Like
Right.
those aren't. This is real life. He lives in China and he's Chinese. Like that, he knows.
I want to know if he was offended when you called him to his face a real Chinese guy.
It's my
Why is
quant.
that? He is. Why is that bad? By the way, great intel.
No, he's
on the
literally our
ground?
China guy now. Like I already told him we're going to talk every
In
week.
China.
Like, he's
That's
literally
amazing.
there's nothing. He's our China guy, and he's like that's awesome.
It sounds
Yeah.
like the conversation Archie Bunker was having when the non-Jewish guy
Right.
showed up to his house when he ordered
All
a
right.
Leibowitz. Hey,
Edward?
you're not a Jew.
All right, fine.
I ordered
All
a
right,
Jew.
fine.
Edward?
I suppose real Chinese guy is not bad. It just sounds weird when you say it to someone's face. You're a real
Because-
Chinese guy. It
Because
just sounds
how many real Chinese guys do you know?
Dude, he's awesome too.
Like
Edward-
I know a lot of
Okay,
people who are
fine.
of Chinese descent that live in New York City, for
Yeah.
example.
got me. I don't
Yeah,
know
stop
any real
talking shit,
Chinese guys.
Spencer.
This is hardcore Chinese guy.
Fine.
He
Lives
brought-
there and is Chinese. Double.
He brought me real soy sauce from real China in like a wooden
Brought my
box. and,
kids
like,
a bubble
awesome
machine.
bottle.
He's so
Bubbles in
Chinese,
the
he
back.
built a fake city in his
Best
backyard.
literally.
Anyway,
He knows everything about China too. Like he literally
Yeah.
knows everything. He literally came up to me and he's like, I look at everything, like 100% of data. I analyze all. That's his problem. We're gonna help him with that. But also like I don't hate that because he knows everything. So it's really great. Got a guy for everything. It's important to have a guy.
anyway, tell
Thanks,
the people
Kenny.
what he said.
Kenny, anyway, my point is,
Yes.
we have a real Chinese guy. You guys should get in cahoots.
Everyone should have a Chinese guy. Yeah.
I got a guy. Now I got a China guy. I'm liking that.
Yeah.
But speaking of
He's your,
China,
he's your new conciliere. And be careful, he might give you a present. He gives
Right.
presents.
hey, speaking of the conciliary for the conciliary of the market, Jeff Hirsch tonight on the schmooze.
Hey,
We're going to be talking about seasonality and whether or not this market can shake off the September, wherever we're at all-time highs. But notoriously, we get some selling on Monday. It's the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur trade. We're going to be talking
Ooh,
about that.
yeah.
And
An
of
old
course,
classic.
anytime you get to meet Jeff Hirsch live, he's one of the great ones. One of the great ones. All right. See you guys
All right.
tonight.
See you,
If you don't know
Kenny.
what
If you
schmooze
want,
is.
if you want to get into the schmooze, well, if you're in Kenny's room, you'll be there. But if you don't want to get into the schmooze, just email us questions at stockmarketmedia.com, and I'll get you the link to the schmooze.
There's a comment in the chat about, if Trump says something about a stock, buy it. I really much prefer the opposite strategy, staying away from the companies he's targeting. That sounds like a tough life. Why would you do that to yourself? That sounds like political poison brain. No offense. And then you could do the opposite and buy the companies that he's supporting, and you'd be up 30% in Intel today. And I'm actually really pissed off because that's another trade I missed. That was just a perfect freaking chart with a giant memory gap. I mean, that one, shit.
I want to go back to what Kenny was just talking about. This is a Yale Hirsch classic that Jeff Hirsch has continued, and that is the old sell Rosh Hashanah, buy Yom Kippur. Are you offended by that also, Spencer?
No, in my limited time in this world, I don't know if I've ever seen that actually work. I every year it gets talked about, and I don't think it ever works. Does it ever actually work?
Yeah, it's got a pretty decent track record.
Does
too.
it? All right.
Oh,
Every
yeah,
year
refers to the stocks to struggle between.
I feel like it's more of an inside joke at this point than anything else.
An inside joke amongst who?
Amongst Jews. Oh no.
So you got so the average return going back to 1971 is down 0.5%, and also the median return is down 0.5%.
All right.
So this is sell Rosh Hashanah,
Which is next week.
Buy Yom Kippur. Most people, I say you people, forget the buy Yom Kippur part. You can ignore perhaps the sell Rosh Hashanah, but you better buy that Yom Kippur. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Steve, did you want to talk about the Baidu thing real fast, or should we?
Yeah,
do it
real
after
quick,
that?
real quick, because people are asking about China and we haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
Sentiment shifting a little bit, especially near term, right? China stocks are being talked about. People are coming around. It was a final trade on the halftime show yesterday. Hate seeing that. The trades are over in stocks like Baba and Baidu. So throw up the Baidu real quick, right? If you're trading these tactical waves, you're taking profits here in Baidu. We got the pop. We're incredibly extended now. Do we have the daily? I was hoping we could do this real quick.
Getting it. I don't have it. I'm not as fast as Alfonso. I'm sorry.
What do you need? Which one do you want?
They're in the slides.
I got it.
Oh.
You want
the
the? I got you, Steve.
Yeah, it's real. So we just look for the squeeze indicators to line up on the daily and the weekly. The daily is really for the entry. The weekly tells us this one's really ripe. I want to see them on both. Typically, we only share the daily. Here's the daily, the coil that we got in. Show the weekly though. The volatility had not been this compressed in Baidu on the long term chart since like 2020, right? It's 5 years and just not this. It doesn't get this tight, right? The slow drag lower. That's what got us interested. If you look at the squeeze indicators now on the daily or the weekly, multi-year highs, right? So we have edge where that green circle is, right? We completely lose our edge when volatility blows out, right? And we're up 10, 20x, then your guess is as good as mine. So we go on to the next one. Baba was similar. If you want to show the Baba example just real quick. Baba, we had our edge. Look at the volatility. Okay. You got the coil. Go to the next one. Boom. That's where we lose our edge, right? You see when the volatility squeeze indicator spikes, we have no edge there. We're out. That's not what we're trying to do, right? So we'll take that money and we'll redeploy it into newer opportunities. There's a Mag 7 of China right now that's set up in a similar way as Baba and Baidu were. Has not been this tight since 2017. Throw up the next one. This is the mystery Mag 7. If you watched the video that we did yesterday, it was a quick webinar. We did it right before Powell came on. 20 minutes. Go check it out. We'll share this name. But this is the one that we're redeploying those Baidu profits into. Added exposure yesterday. Show the weekly.
The link to this video is in the chat. It is on our YouTube channel as well. If you just go to our recent videos, you'll see it from yesterday. Steve Warner, wonderful stuff. Huge trades. Huge trades. Best trade of the year.
Dude, 25x. Was it? The Soundhound was 50x, right?
Soundhound was 56. So we're not going to get there.
X on the Soundhound. So this was like the third or fourth best trade. But 25x being the third or fourth best trade.
I thought it was the best. Sorry. All right. We got Mr. Mackey in the house. Let's bring him out.
Do it. Yo, Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Mr.
What's up,
Mackey.
boys? Good morning.
Hello,
how you doing, JC?
You know, we were just chuckling about you because, we were out in Toronto and we were seeing ADRs like in the wild. You know, Bank of Montreal, Bank of Nova Scotia, Royal Bank of Canada. We're seeing
Aritzia is the Canadian mainstay.
I didn't see them.
They've replaced Lulu as the retailer of choice for Canadian Americans and Canadians all over.
Shopify, we had dinner across the street from there. Apparently, I didn't even see them. So anyway, ADRs in the wild. And Spencer was saying, one of his favorite things about, the Mackie universe is that they're all names that we see in the wild. Like, we know all of the names, all of the consumer brands that we use and we watch people using or we hate,
Sure.
right?
Sure. Hey, look, I can take a picture of you right now with my Essilor Luxottica glasses, the ESLOY, baby. That's we're along a little taste of that with the Meta goggles coming out yesterday. They just announced they're doing their virtual reality glasses. Totally in the wild, totally something I organically use. The stock's been a winner. I love doing work that way, man. It's my favorite way to go about it.
Wait, Jeff, those aren't the Meta Ray Bans.
These are, in fact, the Meta Ray Bans. You see, they're
There are.
stylish.
Okay,
You can't even tell.
okay. No. I tried them on the other day. Someone
Yeah.
who was with us they had it, and I texted my wife immediately. I never asked for anything. I'm a simpleton. I was like, I want those. I want these glasses. Okay. Next time you
They're
say
insanely cool. I mean,
Yeah.
and these glasses I wrote about it. They're not cool yet, but you can kind of see it from here. It's they're kind of still dorky spyware glasses, but you can look at something and say, tell me about this bottle of wine. Oh, it's ranked 92. It comes on thick. It's got a nice tanny flavor, whatever. It'll tell you anything. The glasses they came out with last night are the ones that finally tell you kind of who you're talking to. It gives you a real-time transcription of conversations that you're listening in on. All this crap is kind of creepy, but super cool. It gives you turn-by-turn directions as you walk around, kind of make your way through life. It's just super useful stuff. And it's they've taken the interface away from, you don't have to take your phone out of your pocket. It sounds like a little thing, but it's huge. And they're going to sell just a dump truck full of these specs. It's nice news, and it's the best way to play. You can get long Meta, but holy crap, I don't know what they got cooking in the back rooms there. Or you can kind of get long this consumer products French company that turns out to have a basic monopoly on everything having to do with glasses in the entire world, and plus a little AI on your face kicker as this Meta deal expands. So, I love stocks like that. I love a good story.
What was the ticker real fast on that?
ESLOY.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce that word, but
I don't even try. Luxottica is what it is, and that's just what I call them. But they own LensCrafter, they own Pearls Vision. Basically, if you get glasses in America, you're going to go through these guys because they make the glasses, they own the optometry center, and they kind of are just driving the entire bus. And now you can buy glass frames at Best Buy. So they're going to be selling a lot more than they did before, and that's the basic gist of kind of how this whole trade works.
All-time
and you
high
can buy them
yesterday.
anywhere. I just bought these at a regular eyeglass place, and they're prescription.
Yeah.
You know what's really interesting, Jeff, is that
cool.
they're considered healthcare stocks. So it's French healthcare, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
whatever. Not to me, it's not. As you know, JC,
Well,
I've taken
obviously.
liberties with the sector rotation, just the names of all the sectors. I mean, what is
It's a
this?
big
If not a
company,
consumer
though.
play?
This
It's
is
a
a
huge company.
$150 billion company.
It turns out having a virtual monopoly on the entire eyeglass market. I mean, they make the frames, they make the Ray-Bans, they're Under Armour doesn't really have a glasses division. These companies that they label them, but they're not really making the glasses. These guys are, and then they sell them too. It's pretty much a monopoly. It should be kind of illegal, but we'll let the French authorities deal with that and just buy the stock.
I mean, man, this thing's super impressive. Wow. It's funny. French healthcare.
I know, right? Right? I'm playing with
All
my
these
French
American
glasses.
consumers are buying products.
I know, and I'm watching American consumers throw a tantrum at Cracker Barrel right now. It's down like 8%. Spencer and I bought it or talked about it yesterday.
No, do not buy it.
No, but I mean, if you're looking for a trade, 24% short interest in this, the most obvious kind of short thesis of all time. You pissed off the mobs and they're never going to come back to your store. They really kind of owned up to everything that you'd want them to last night.
Yeah.
That stock's kind of coming down to about the mid 40s level, which takes away all the rally that you saw over most of the year. And the short thesis is kind of played out. The risk reward from being long or short here. I heard you guys talking about being short Intel. I mean, kind of why? And I get letting your politics kind of take over your emotions, but that just seems crazy.
Well, no, the short intel would be Kenny for a day trade, just fading the pop.
Super fast, super quick. But you see people
and even he was like, and I still wouldn't like to do that.
right, because you're gonna get jammed. I mean, this deal was straight out of the playbook of I'm gonna get long a stock or pretend to, in the government's case. Cost base is 0 on 10% of Intel, and just go ahead and ram it higher. You know,
I like your point back on the Crackle Barrel. If you could throw that up, back to your point about, the short thesis is obvious. You pissed off the Republicans in this case or whatever, and the mobs are upset and they're never going to go back. Like everybody knows. So like you're essentially fading Republican pessimism in similar ways that, it's been on the other side where we've been fading liberal pessimism, particularly this spring. Companies like Tesla, where you got that Minnesota guy, what's his face?
Waltz.
Gantz.
Tim
Dude,
Waltz
every
just
time
out
that
there
guy
You're
saying,
talking
opens
to a
up-
Minnesota guy right now.
I know.
Oh,
I know. He
geez.
knows.
I
So
know.
that
He knows,
putts-
he knows he's picking on a wound there. That hurts, man. He's not a real Minnesota guy. It's no Minnesota guy is going to talk smack at 222 on Tesla about how short everyone is and how giddy he is about it. That's just bad
Dude,
form.
stock's up 75% since this putz opened his mouth. Has been one of the best trades for us all year. Still own a whole bunch. I got some options expiring tomorrow on Tesla, actually. So I'm a little, I got to see what I got to do here. Fortunately, this idiot opened his mouth again last week, and I got another ripper adding more profits to the table. So thank you, Mr. Tim Walz. But the point is, on the Crackle Barrel, this is leaning on Republican pessimism, like in the Tesla. We leaned on the liberal pessimism, and then the overall market this spring when they were so angry, remember? This is the other side, right?
This is the other side. They've made 40% or give or take. It's down 30% going into this number. They came out tonight. They're going to miss. Again, it's kind of played out. The company couldn't be more apologetic. They put the old guy that's this moonshine jug out there again. They're backtracking every way they can. The biggest problem are everything you'd think about with Cracker Barrel. They sell biscuits and gravy in an Ozempic world. That's enough problems. They didn't need to revamp their stores and kind of tick off their entire customer base to make that a problem. So they got a lot of work to do, but at least they've defined it. The CEO has shown herself really kind of quick and adept about correcting missteps. I like that. I kind of just like the attitude, and we'll see. I don't think the protests last very long.
Instead of leaning into that and kind of just like pissing them off even more and standing by whatever, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, just pulling a target, as it's known in corporate speak, as they're going to be talking about in business schools for about the next 50 years. Just kind of, that's not what we're doing. That's not a thing we're doing at all. It's like, shut up and just revise your plan. Be a store for everybody.
Yep, totally.
Seems simple, but that.
So I like. So what do you need to? What do you need to see on the Crackle Barrel? For me, it's the 2020 lows, the COVID lows. If we're above the COVID lows, then I think that's where your squeeze is.
Could be where the COVID lows. What do we got? I'm looking at a 5-year. I'm looking at a 10-year. This is not a tremendously well-run operation. I think we're below the COVID lows. We're below kind of it's been on the schneid for a bit.
Here, throw up the chart.
This is a huge time frame stock. Geez, but 183 years ago, 4 years ago. Holy crap!
Here, so you could throw this up right here. This is throw up the new slide too, and then so this is Crackle Barrel relative to here. There you go. Throw up the new slide too. This is Crackle Barrel over time here. And you could see those lows against the COVID lows, right?
There you go.
You got those COVID lows there, and that's right around that 54 level. But then those weekly closing prices, which ended up being support in 23 and was resistance this summer, we start getting, I mean, we're above the COVID lows. I think we're right there now. That would be impressive. But if we start getting above 68, now the squeeze is really on.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's just a huge short base, and again, everyone's going to be kind of crying in their beers about this as it takes off. But there's just not much there. What else are they going to say?
Did you just say they crying in their beers?
Crying in their beers. It was a little reference to Cracker Barrel still going to sell beers to the folks who want them. But it's really inside baseball. But it's a tchotchke store that sells biscuit and gravy. They're not going anywhere super fast on the fundamentals. But why would you short them here? Getting down to 10 times.
I don't know why people would short them, but if you're interested, the short interest is making new 17-year highs. So you're looking at about a 24% short interest currently in consumer discretionary, where just generally consumer discretionary, very, very highly shorted.
Yeah,
highest short interest ever.
That's a lot. I mean, it's a pretty crowded bet. Darden's down again this morning. The restaurant space is kind of rolling over a little bit. The sit-down restaurants haven't done well. Remember, JC, Texas Roadhouse, That was a favorite of ours. If not for dining, then just as a stock, it's kind of run out of steam a little bit.
Hold
And
on,
the
Mackie.
entire
This fake
spaces-
news. Fake news coming in. This just in short percentage of the float that's short 33%. Excuse me. Sorry, 33%. Sorry, just wanted to correct the fake news.
I don't think there's enough meat on the bone there to get those guys paid today. This is not the kind of quarter that's going to see them down 25% as a result.
Mackie, if you are long a stock, you are promising to be a seller one day. But if you are short a stock, you are guaranteed to be a future buyer. The more short interest, the more future buyers. Boy, Crackle Barrel's got a lot of them.
They got a lot of them. And the time to do this was when they ripped old Herschel off the front of the stores, not when they're putting him back on.
Is that what the guy's name was? Herschel?
Yeah, it's Herschel. Herschel.
I love that you know that. Of
People
course you
talk
know
like
that.
he's a Civil War character. This is a chain that was invented in 1969. It's got private equity written all over it. I mean, it's a pretty generic. These are the type of places you'd see at restaurants or kind of truck stops. I mean, there's not really a historical significance there for old Herschel, but you know, if he wants to sit out front in his scrappy old Herschel clothes next to his moonshine jug, that's kind of fine. I think Cracker Barrel will put him back up. Yeah,
right?
smoking cigs and just making kind of politically incorrect comments and having some whiskey. Just living the dream, basically, just hanging out, you know, just having a nice day.
Oh, so good, dude. So good. Mackie, I freaking love this. What else you got? What else got your attention?
Jeff, I wanted to bring up the FedEx stuff from yesterday. So I have that chart handy.
Yeah,
Jeff and I
FedEx is tonight. That's kind of, our earnings are still trickling in. You know, it's FedEx is going to be bad tonight. I don't think that's a particularly well-kept secret. They somehow managed to capture just about none of the e-commerce trade, was what Spencer and I were talking about yesterday. It's really gone to Amazon. And so you would think from the shipping, if you would get about $2 trillion has moved to e-commerce. All of it's being delivered by definition since they don't have stores. But that distribution's been taken over by the Targets of the world. At least they're kind of sticking a toe in it. Walmart's in there. Amazon's in there. Amazon's one of the best shipping companies that out there. Basically, they're doing the entire supply chain for retail, and they've captured. They drank all of FedEx's milkshake, and UPS didn't get any bang for the buck either. And so you're going to see zero growth in e-commerce, despite e-commerce growing at about 12% still at FedEx tonight. It's going to be a disappointing quarter, and it's just not really an economic tell anymore. That was what Spencer and I were talking about yesterday. You know, we used to use these stocks as FedEx, you know, as FedEx goes, so goes the economy. They're going to miss tonight. People are going to be all over the place talking about how this marks a downturn. It marks a pullback. It doesn't mark anything. UPS and FedEx just aren't very good companies anymore.
Yeah. And what I was saying was, if you had told me 10 years ago, as everyone else would have rightly assumed too, e-commerce as a percentage of overall retail sales is going to double. That means more deliveries. We should probably load up on the trucks that do said delivery, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out that way.
People rode that straight into their graves.
Yeah.
Just, let's
right.
short Amazon. The multiples are too high. We'll get long some FedEx. We'll get long some old traditional companies. Man, that's been a misery pit.
So FedEx is tonight. Jeff is bearish into it. Probably be bearish out of it too. If you want to get, I'm sure Jeff will have a report card tomorrow about it for his members. If you want to get Jeff's report cards, the link is on the screen.
The best report cards.
Yeah,
seriously.
What Jeff does is he's actually, unlike the rest of us here, he's actually looking at what the companies say and also what they do, and then cutting through all the bullshit and just saying, hey, here's how it is. And he'll have one out tomorrow on FedEx for his members. So that'll be great, Jeff. Looking forward to seeing that. And anything that we're missing in consumer land, consumer is still doing okay?
Consumer's fine. We're gearing up for Christmas, baby. I mean, it's Christmas. Might as well start. We started Halloween in August, so it's about time to kind of roll it out. You know, you buy Yom Kippur and then get long into the Christmas season. I think people are still betting against it too hard.
I was doing some boots on the ground work the other day, Mackie. I was asking my wife because she shops a lot, contrary to what she likes to tell you. She saves me so much money with all of the savings in all of these stores that she's shopping in. She claims
you can't afford not to buy at these prices sometimes, JC. I mean, you get 2 deals worth 50% off. You save
I only buy things that are on sale, she says, right? So
that's great. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. It's the volume you see of the purchases, not so much the cost.
So
of
what's
each
she buying?
individual.
Is she getting long denim? Is she out of her tights? What's happening?
So I'm asking her, I'm like, hey, because there's Halloween shit all over my house, right? Just all over. And
Beautiful. As
she's
well,
like,
there
oh, I
should
got
be. That's
this,
only
I
a
got
month and a
this.
half away.
We got old Halloween shit from other years, and then we got new Halloween shit. So like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, and where did you buy this? And she's telling me, remember we were laughing that they were selling Halloween stuff in the summer, right?
Yep.
So I was picking her brain about that. Sure enough, she says it's everywhere. She claims that that's normal. I'm like, Mackie says it's earlier this year. She claims that it's normal for it to be that early. Are you going to push back on that?
With all due respect to your wife, it was August 3rd this year at Home Depot, which was a full 3.5 weeks earlier than they ever do it.
Call
And it
her
was
out
entirely because of tariffs.
Hell yeah. I'm not allowed to talk about robots in my house either, by the way. So we're
Aren't you?
fading wifey all day these days.
Yeah, well, it's fine. That's the idea. You want to make the holiday shopping season slowly longer and longer until it's just all year. That's the long-term goal is 100 days of Christmas. 100,
Wonderful.
100%. 100%.
Dude,
It's
the
going to be
fact
beautiful.
that I learned from you that the holiday season starts Labor Day, that is what I'm talking about right there. That's alpha. That's going to stick with me forever.
And you'll have Labubu's. Your kids will have the Labubu's. No one else's kids are going to have that because they're going to wait until like December to start shopping. Oh, geez.
JC.
It's oh god. It's
JC.
So
you have so much to you have so much to learn.
So much to learn. You don't have any kids that are crying out for Labubu's? Pull up that stock. What is that? What is that?
What the hell is a Labubu?
It's the hottest toy of the Christmas season. It's just this little cheap piece of plastic crap. Yes, it's absolutely sold out everywhere.
Should I get that, or is it better that my kids don't know about it?
They're gonna know about it, so you might as well. And it's.
Can I ask one more thing? I had one more thing for Mackie. I'm not allowed to talk about robots in my house because my wife thinks it's ridiculous that I tell my kids that there's a robot that's going to make us pizza and coffee, right? I truly do believe that. And so what about how much work are you doing in like the consumer robotics side? Like you're Mr. Consumer guy, all things that you wouldn't even think about are consumer. But I don't know if we've had that conversation about robotics. Any thoughts?
I don't think they're ready for mainstream yet. Just like AI, though, you're already seeing them. Walmart uses a lot of these drones, little things that just kind of slide around like R2-D2 throughout the stores to do some of their restocking. And it's kind of more efficient. It's also kind of bleeding edge tech that it's a classic example of something Walmart can afford to try, but Target can't, which is where retail is in robotics now. But if you go into an Amazon factory, it's basically kind of really low on people. It's just guys there making sure that the drones are operating on time and all the automated shifting and picking is done correctly. In terms of anthropomorphizing them and making them into kind of people-looking things that you talk to and maybe date a little bit if you're a younger person with means, that isn't there yet.
Date your robot?
Yeah, you don't think they're going to make sex bots out of these things right away, JC? I mean, I
think that's the first thing they're using them for.
Absolutely,
actually,
the very first thing they do. Yeah. Elon Musk, come on. Let's just cut to the chase.
Disgusting, man. These people are.
It's appalling to me too, but so is Cracker Barrel. You got to just kind of plug your nose.
Why are you hating on Cracker Barrel? I haven't been there in 30 years, but
Me neither.
I remember it being good. Was I just young and dumb?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
You probably remember like SpaghettiOs were kind of good too as a kid. Like hot dogs. They're kind of nasty. I mean, it's biscuits.
Are you hating on hot dogs now, Mackie?
I'm just saying that you're not going to have them. I bet you have fewer of those. My mom used to just kind of throw a pack at us. That would be our lunch. There's lunch. We got hot dogs. It's you're a little more health conscious world right now. And I think, Cracker Barrel seems to be stuck. Now their problem is every time they take something like chicken and gravy and biscuits and Dunkin' sauce off their menu, people are going to be like, you're so woke. You woke bastards are offending me with your non-gravy choices and your Diet Cokes. You're not letting me smoke at the table. What the hell is this? This place used to be a proper restaurant. Right, Herschel?
This used to be a restaurant. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We'll see. Maybe they'll make an animatronic Herschel. Just like you'd find at some of those pizza shops when we were kids. They could just have him sitting there kind of strumming his little banjo and hanging out. Pop Mart is the stock on Labubu's. Spencer,
that's not in it's not in the US, right?
No. And it's not a stock that you want to be anywhere near. It's okay. It's gone up quite a bit. Okay. It's at a move.
Look at this.
Yeah, it trades in Hong Kong, right? Yeah, something like that. All right, Jeff Mackie, always a pleasure. We'll we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Thanks,
Sure,
Chef.
we'll
That
see
was
you soon.
awesome, dude.
All right.
That was so good.
Oh man.
Dude, he's hilarious.
A lot to digest from that. Bottom line is I didn't even bring
First of
up
all,
the,
who knew that the Crackle Barrels guy was named Herschel? Anybody know that? I didn't know that.
I forgot to bring up the Darden versus Texas Roadhouse chart, but I have it here. JC,
Show it. Show it.
What
Garden is Olive Garden. Is that where you get your Italian food?
that's where I get my Italian food. This is the Olive Garden. But just a story of the have and the have not there. And then Darden reported this morning it's down, I think, 7%.
Dude,
So,
Texas Roadhouse, man, that's the spot right there. That is some operation they got going on. I would encourage everybody here to go to a Texas Roadhouse. Just go there. You don't have to eat there. Eat before. Just go there, hang out, get the bread or something, or get like a dessert, and go and see the operation that these folks are running. It is impressive. This place, just like if you want to like start a company or like see how like a proper business is run, like a machine, like, dude, go just observe what is happening at Texas Roadhouse. It is fascinating, Spencer. Like it is, you know how like in the movie, the McDonald's movie, the founder, like they get on the tennis court or the basketball court and they draw like the kitchen and they, you know what I mean? It's like that, but the whole restaurant. They're all got the things on the ears. Like it is something.
Well,
I encourage you to go.
Credit to Jeff. He was saying yesterday that Darden is not going to. So this is a chart of Darden versus Texas Roadhouse, and he was saying that Texas Roadhouse is not going to catch up. Darden will catch down, and it's down 7% this morning off the earnings report. So so far so good for Mr. Mackey. He tends to be right an awful lot. So wanted to bring that chart up. We do have Sean in the house. We can bring him out in a second. Steve, what you have? Anything for us?
No, I'm surprised JC doesn't know about Labubu dolls. You don't watch South Park?
No. Should I?
That's how I know about them.
It's still funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
And you know, what a great way to kind of build a competitive edge in the restaurant industry. Because, I mean, that's fascinating, JC. I haven't seen it in person, but if it's anything like what you're describing, 99% of restaurants you go to, operations are a complete shit show. So that's one way to probably do it in this industry.
I mean, it's just impressive. Like, I don't know what it means for a stock. Like, I'm not like an expert at that stuff. I don't know.
High margins, a tight, just tighter operations.
I've never been to one, so
dude, I don't know anything about restaurants. I'm just saying it's really impressive.
Okay, I have to go.
As somebody who knows nothing about restaurants, I really took notice because I wasn't expecting it. I think we just went to eat there once, like because I don't know. We were in like one of those like mini malls. We were like at the where are they Michael's or something where they sell the arts and crafts. I was at
Michael's.
Oh,
yeah, Michael's. So there's a Texas Roadhouse. Let's go check it out. Get some protein.
Cool.
Dude, not only is it operation, when they sit you down, the hostess who takes you to sit down brings you a basket of bread while she sits you down. So it's not like you sit down, then you got to wait for some other schmuck to come over and bring the menus and ask you if I want water or bread. Yeah, I want water and bread. Give me some water and bread. The host brings it to you while she's taking you to the table. So you can already get going on getting fatter, like right off the bat.
Just incredible.
I like what
work.
I'm hearing.
Incredible work. Let's bring on
butter, like just a lot of greasy butter on the bread.
Let's bring on
most
Sean.
steakhouses aren't going to do that because they don't want you to fill up on the bread. But
no, they do.
No,
they do want you to fill up on the bread.
So you don't,
yeah.
Right.
All right.
Steakhouse wants you to fill up on bread and not order the porterhouse.
No. So then you order. That's my theory. Is they want you to eat, the bread and fill up on the other stuff, and then I don't know. That's just what I think.
I wouldn't consider Texas Roadhouse to be a proper steakhouse, Strazza.
Anyway,
sommelier is not going to come with the wine list and recommend like a 1994 Bordeaux.
Can we stop talking about steak? I'm getting
sure. We're bringing on Sean.
Bring him out.
Spencer, you've got your restaurants mixed up. At Olive Garden, they give you extra bread because it's unlimited, right?
Okay,
so they want you to
to
fill up on that stuff. Which, by the way, I'm not going to stand for you disparaging Olive Garden. I love the Olive Garden. Love it. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
I wouldn't even know where to find one of those. Like, where do they have it? In Times Square?
When I moved,
don't even engage in this.
when I moved to Boulder in 2013, there was one Olive Garden in town, and it closed like a month after I moved in, and I was devastated.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit here and feel sad for you. That's your opinion.
Sean, can you tell us a little bit? When did you buy your Tesla?
We bought it in May of 2023.
Can you throw up slide 2? So just to see, this is the performance every time this putts open his mouth. But from a fundamental perspective, Sean, how is can you fill us in? This is what happens every time this idiot opens his mouth.
Sean's purchase is not on this chart. It should be.
Sean's purchase not on this chart. It goes back to just before the chart. Just out of curiosity, boots on the ground, fundamental user, thoughts?
Love it. It's an amazing car. It's an amazing driving experience. If you have full self-driving, which I do not, I'm too cheap to pay for it, but I get like free trials of it every once in a while because it's just a software upgrade. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
It's
My wife
crazy that it's just a software upgrade to have the car drive itself. It's fascinating.
All it is a rolling computer. That car is a rolling computer. That's all it is. And you get upgrades in software all the time. Like there's new features like the car gets better with age. Like no cars get better with age, but a Tesla car gets better because they keep rolling out new software features, new ways to operate your speed, different features on cruise control. It's amazing. And it's a great car. And it's ironically, it's a car that both feels like a sports car when you drive it, the way it handles, it's super fast, like it picks up speed super fast, but it's also the safest car I've ever driven. It's got so many safety bells and whistles, things that keep you on the road, things that keep you going the right speed. It's amazing. I'm a big fan.
I like it.
Sean, I
want to get one.
I had some legacy. I want to get into something serious, right? So you guys in the chat can see like what we're talking about. So I had a legacy options position in Tesla that expires Friday. That was essentially worthless, that came back, and now I got a sizable sum that just came out of virtually nowhere. Do I just take it and run or let it ride into tomorrow?
So I had a similar trade this summer in QS. Similar trade where I was long some calls. The stock went nowhere for 6 months, and the calls were zero. They had a 5-cent offer for months. So I written them off, forgotten about them. And then if you guys pull up a QS chart, you saw what that thing did this summer. Absolutely ripped. My calls were $7 strike. The stock went up to like 18. They were $11 in the money. Huge win. And when I was in that situation, JC, and I'm not saying you should do this, but to me, it felt like free money. It's like I won the lottery.
I'm up like 35x in a week.
I feel like I won the lottery, and at that point, it's okay to be greedy because it's free money. So let it ride.
So I've been holding it. I was like, you know what? I held it this long. I'm in the green. The FOMC was yesterday. I said, the hell with it. Let them go. And now here we are again. They expire tomorrow. Just ride it. I mean, they're basically Delta One now. They're in the money.
I mean, look, Tesla's up again today. I mean, there's no look, if you were a holder of stock right now in Tesla, would you be looking to sell it right now? Probably not. You'd be looking at that chart saying, oh, this thing's
but if I own the stock, they don't expire in the next day.
No, I get it. But look, is Tesla going to go to 450 tomorrow or between today and tomorrow? Maybe, but I mean, look, you've got a first-class problem. I don't think you could lose either way. You could close today and be happy, hold it for another day. You're probably going to be fine. But
this is a good example of, listen, you got lucky. Dude. Sean and I have been going back about this back and forth where Sean, went through certain periods where he liked to manage the risk on the options. When I've always been, you write the check and it's gone. In this case, it had doubled. We took half off the table. In this particular position was just a legacy long that had just kind of dwindled away and then just came all the way back. So one for the good guys.
Or if you want to just, this is Tesla, this is Elon Musk. Why not play the silly little game of saying, all right, we're at 429 right now. 420 is my floor, right? If it breaks 420, maybe you close it.
I have other Tesla positions that don't expire in 2 days also, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this is just that one position.
Yeah. Close it today. If it's bothering you and you don't want to think about it, close it today.
It's not so much bothering me. No. It's not bothering me. I wanted your take.
Yeah.
I wanted your take specifically. Go ahead, Strazza. What were you going to say? What was he
My
gonna say?
take is that it's free money.
Put it into some of these quantums or Coinbase right now. I was trying to say I'm plowing into Coinbase. This coil's about to pop, and MicroStrategy is going to rip with it. I mean, MicroStrategy might be the easiest trade on the sheets here at this point. And these quantums, dude. Like I'm with you on Tesla. That was a great trade, and it moved real fast. You were in calls. You got to sell them then, before the time starts burning. I was in like the TSLL calls. I was
Well,
out yesterday.
they're way in the money at this point.
Yeah,
and
they're
it's
so
just
far in the
that-
money. There's no premium.
Trade. I
It's
think
that
the
one
trade is over
position,
there.
Strazza. All my other Tesla stuff I haven't touched. It's just that these happen to
Yes.
expire tomorrow, and they went up 35x from last week. As
I
soon
would
as
take that money, dude.
this Minnesota guy started,
You take that money.
you take the money and run, and just roll it right into Coinbase. What do you guys think in the chat? Take it
Buy
off.
something tight. That's extended now. Buy something that's tight, like the Coinbase or the.
Or should I just
MSCI.
wait maybe to this afternoon? I'm not a day trader, so I'm asking.
I-
What do you guys think?
I think you could absolutely see like a 10% move in the Coinbase today. This thing could be at 360. By
It's
the
like
close.
free money. I was thinking to myself in the shower this morning. What Sean just said, spot on. It's like free money that I didn't have before. And then I just got another phone call from a startup that I had invested in a few years ago that I had written off as a zero that had some cash for me. So like I like just discovered I just have like this random money that just appeared this week that I didn't have last week. That's real life. That happens.
It's good to be JC.
Like,
Good to be
in
JC.
Monopoly, it doesn't always work this way, but Monopoly, like, oh, you found, like, you get the card, the community service or whatever it's called, the community card. And it's like, you found $10, like, this is how this is real life.
I felt
Usually
the same
it's
way.
the opposite. Usually it's
did-
like, you asshole, you still owe me 30 grand.
I felt the same way this week when I got a dividend check from UNH.
Here we go. Here we go in the dividend check. While
I'm
you're
not-
collecting your. For the record, I took your advice. You said buy the stock or the leaps. I bought the leaps. They already doubled.
Yeah. I bought the
All
stock,
right.
still holding.
All right, Sean.
Well,
Thank you for the
250.
consultation here. What are you seeing?
I
Didn't we
was
put a trade on one of these quantums at PA? Didn't we pick one?
QUBT, I think was the one, wasn't it?
Oh, we just doubled on that right at the open. The rigatoni.
BTS ripping also. Look at this thing.
We picked the wrong one because the right one to pick was Ion Q. We're in the rigatoni and
Well, this
the
is a great
QUBT
example. The Ion Q is the one that's the biggest scam of them all.
monster. I think the D wave isn't the D wave. The D wave is the guy who's always
Guys,
on TV.
I've got a
assume-
neighbor. I've got a neighbor about 4 houses down. His brother-in-law works at Ion Q, and he got an allocation, pre-IPO allocation, couple years ago. And I remember him consulting me on it. And he's like, "Oh, should I take this money or should I hold it?" And I'm like, I don't know. I can't give you advice on this. He's like, "I'm just going to hold it." So he's been holding it. And dude, well, let's just say he bought a new house down the street, a bigger, larger house. He's got a Rivian in the driveway. He's doing well. This fucking guy, man, I think his cost basis on these Ion Q shares is like $3 or probably
Good
even
for
less
him.
than that. He's
Good
got
for
like a
him.
good slug of it.
Well,
Spencer,
it
give
took
us
3 years or 4 years. But
Hold on. Let's just quick context because this is the group. It's been the group for the past couple of weeks now. What's going on? They're all sitting down talking about quantum computing at the White House this morning. Like, what is there's a situation here. Saudi Arabia is involved. Sounds very bullish to me. No?
yeah, something's happening.
got
I don't-
nothing?
I
Nothing
honestly,
from the news
no.
guy.
No,
Okay.
no, sorry. Because nothing concrete will come of this. So yeah, I don't know. Do we want to do a recess and then get out of here?
Do it.
All right.
All right. I took off a third.
There you go. There you go. Making everybody happy.
That's it.
A little
JC,
for
it's
you,
the
a little
same-
for them. It's good.
Here. It's
That's
the same. It's the same exact situation that you're in right now that I was describing with my Baba and Baidu bit. It's hard to have edge in the short term. You expire in one day. You have no edge when a stock is that extended on a short time frame. So I bring the register full position on something like that all day. What if you get a nasty Fed day reversal here? You get a big bear goal for your 35x turns into a 20x real fast, something like this.
First class
10x
problems.
with
I
stuff like
only
this.
have a 20x.
It
No.
doesn't feel good, Sean. It doesn't feel good. Trust
I
me.
know.
I was doing a little napkin math yesterday on the Baidu calls that I wish I didn't sell.
I
It's
know.
real money.
Yeah. Throw up a slide two. So tonight you got the You got the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills
Wow.
coming off a big victory off the mighty New York Jets over the weekend. And
This is
so
scrimmage.
it
Brian Cox.
brings me back to my childhood when a
Oh.
linebacker, middle linebacker, number 51, Mr. Brian Cox,
Awesome.
walks into this place, this dump, and with two middle fingers up in the air, just to tell the audience how he really feels. And even as a Dolphins fan, even like as a kid, I was like, like that's funny, but like he's kind of being an asshole, right? As it turns out, he was not. The Buffalo Bills fans were like calling his hotel room all night, writing him racist letters that he was getting in the mail. Like they were being real pieces of shit to him. So that's why he did this. And then I swear to God, when I was a kid, I thought he was just being an asshole because he kind of acted that way a lot. This was actually the scumbags in Buffalo, those racist bastards in Buffalo, giving him hell. And so he wanted to make sure he knew that they knew how he felt.
And he probably had a special hatred for the Bills, right? Because he spent a lot of time on the New York Jets as well.
A couple of years in the Jets. He was a Dolphin.
He also has a special hatred for the Buffalo Bills because don't ask him what happened to him after that game. I don't think he ever beat the Buffalo Bills. So there's that.
So much knowledge. Brian Cox, a guy I never heard of before 10 seconds ago.
You never heard of Brian Cox, Spencer? Wow.
The actor?
He was good.
No. All right, my recess. Two movies to recommend. One was good, one was not. But I'll recommend both of them anyway. The first one I watched on the plane, Warfare. I think it's on. I want to say it's on HBO now. I'm not quite sure. But
I hate war movies, though. I hate war movies.
Written and directed. It's about a mission that goes wrong in Iraq about 20 years ago. Written and directed by one of the soldiers who was there. Right, so it's his movie and he was there. And it's fantastic. Extremely high quality, very well made, very, very tense. The other movie, which is not good, but it was kind of fun, was I watched it last night. It's an hour long, this movie. The Last Days of Lehman Brothers. It's on Amazon Prime. It was a BBC movie from 2009. It's not good. It's poorly written, it's poorly acted, but it's kind of funny. Like there's random comic relief in there that makes no sense. It's literally it's an hour long. Okay, so it's real quick. Not good, but fun. I watched it.
Well, hey, I know you guys probably covered this at the top of the show, but I just want to say shout out Canada, shout out Toronto.
Canada.
Man, I went down memory lane hanging out in Toronto. That was a place I hung out at a lot in my teens and 20s, and that was the first time I'd been back in 25 years. And
really,
yeah. And man,
how long?
City's changed a lot for the better. I mean, it's just bigger and more international. And man, it was awesome. I'm bummed I didn't have more time to stay there, but man, that was awesome.
That's why you walked so much by yourself, because you were just being nostalgic.
Well, also because I like to stay healthy, Spencer. So I like to walk and move around. That's how old people exercise.
Yeah.
And but no, it's the best way to see a city, on your feet, man. You got to be out there walking around.
Agreed.
Perlman will back me up on that. That's the best way to see a city.
Agreed.
Walking's inefficient, though. You could run a mile on a treadmill in 10 minutes and watch TV the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when I said that we were going to Toronto, and people were like, "Why are we going to Toronto?" Like you guys pushed back on that. I told you.
I didn't. I did not.
You were down. Yeah.
No, I was a big fan right out of the gate. You know that. That was awesome. Thank you for making that happen.
Next. Park City in February. Mark your calendars.
I'm excited for that too.
If you want to be there, the link is in the chat. I'll drop it again one more time before we go. Steve, do you have anything, or can I wrap it up?
No, rally mode. Sean and I had good chat. I guess days ago about what to expect at this FOMC, and I just thought with the Fed Fund futures pinged at like a done deal, and so much uncertainty about the road forward in terms of cuts. I thought this could be a kind of sell the cut event, and we're talking about lightening up and all of that, and I did, and I'm glad I did. It's fine, but it looks like everything's just beautiful out here. We're just ramp city everywhere you look. So it looks like we got through another big market moving event. Nothing to see, which is what you want.
Yeah. All right. If you haven't seen our new schedule page on the site, stockmarkettv.com/schedule, what do we got going on Thursdays? We got the morning show, obviously. Kenny's going live at 11. Strazza is also going live at 11 for members of Breakout Multiplier. We got Sam and Jason going live at 2 o'clock for the Gold Rush Sean going live at 3 options jam session. Actually, unfortunately, no crypto stream today. Louis is still in transit, but he'll be back next week. So full slate of shows, premium and otherwise, on the site, on the channel today. A lot going on. Thank you, Jeff and Sean and Kenny and chat. We missed you guys. Glad to be back.
Good to be back.
We will see you tomorrow. All right.
Go Bills.
Go responsibly. We
Bye,
buying
guys.
Coinbase? We buying Coinbase right now?
I don't know.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off.